number 3. Episode number 3.
Episode number 3.
Episode number 3. Thank you for joining us today. We're pink because Barbie just came out. Pink. We both
This is
have
the pinkiest pink I own.
super off pink. The pinkest we can get.
Yeah, I mean, you only own what you own, and we're not. At least I'm not shopping for Barbie as of right now. Funny colors. I always think that way.
It's aggressive.
Yeah, I feel like, oh my god, I'm so brown for this. Though I do get a lot of compliments.
I was gonna say
a lot of compliments.
You were thinking that, and everyone else is like,
"Ooh, girl," but then I feel like they're just saying all that because they don't see me in those colors all the time. Because I'm more like a neutral.
We're neutral gals.
Yeah, the most popular is my lipstick. I don't know if you can see.
Matches the shirt perfectly.
Yeah.
To a T.
To a T.
Get it?
To a T.
That was a pun. Because T and Sid.
T and Sid. Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
We're back. We're here.
We're back. Okay. So today's thing, clearly we're gonna keep it very, very casual.
Yeah, I feel like we've been doing a lot of business talk.
Yeah.
Which is cool and fun. But also we're cool and fun.
Yeah, we're cool and fun. So just get to know us on a personal level,
Not too personal, but
not too personal. Personal enough for people.
Enough.
Public.
I feel
people.
like, as creators on the internet, people feel like you have to put out everything about you, but it's such a big misconception. Like, you don't have to tell everybody your personal business to be a creator.
That's true. That's true. If you stalk my social media, you'd think I'm a whole different person than I actually am.
Yeah. What do you think your social media gives?
Oh, I'm a rich celebrity
Party
selling
gal.
the Carolinas all day, partying.
Yeah. Selling sunset over here.
Right, I know, right? But in reality, it's all day hustle.
Even selling sunset is not really sunset.
It's not.
They're tired. They're home. They're home in comfy clothes.
And mind you, they work with ridiculous amount of luxury properties. Okay.
Which just means it's even harder to make sales.
Right, like not even 1%.
Yeah.
Works with luxury homes like that.
Yeah.
1% of
That's why
realtors.
there's a show about it.
Right. Barely 1% of realtors do that, okay? And if they do, great for them. I want to be there one day, and that's my goal, right? To get there one day eventually.
Yeah. So, what's up?
So, Sid, tell me a little bit about you, a fun fact about you that...
You said fun facts. I knew you were going to...
Tell me a fun fact.
What do you mean?
Like fun fact, like something that your everyday audience don't know about you that has nothing to do with your kid or what your business is. Oh, I know a fun fact about her.
What?
She drinks Bud Light all the time. That's her favorite beer. Bud Light
all the time.
And PBR. If she could sleep with those two, she would.
Not all the time.
Literally.
All the time is a stress. I mean, okay, when I'm out. You make it sound like I'm a party girl.
Fine. Whenever it is convenient to her.
Yeah, it's my go-to drink. It's my go-to.
That's her go-to drink.
It's my go-to.
Yeah.
I was raised in a small town where everybody's drinking.
I'm from Africa.
Everybody's drinking gross beer. What are they drinking?
We didn't even have Bud Light.
What are they drinking in Africa?
Some Bud Light version of Tanzania.
Sounds like Bud Light of Africa. So, I mean, we were having, okay, all right, fun fact. It's not fun, but like, just me and my town, like, our go-to, like, I would go to like a bonfire. That'd be like the go-to thing to do. And I feel like I don't really seem like somebody who's like sitting outside of a fire all day, but like, that was the only thing to do. So we'd like go to fires and like go to the river. Like, I used to swim in the river a lot. The river, the Ohio Valley River, I think. I don't actually even know for sure. I don't even know if that's a real thing that I just said, but I think that's what it is.
I don't know. Haven't been there.
So my dad used to have a boat, and we would go. We would take the well. So for a while, he had the boat just docked, and I would like just go down on it and just like lay out, and, like get sun and like listen to music and hang out by myself. But we'd take the boat out every once in a while, and we would like drive it to this little island, and I would like go off the rope swing and like swim in this river, like. And I keep
Probably dirty.
I'm emphasizing river because it's so dirty. Rivers are so dirty. Like they pull some dead bods out this river like once a year. There's like a bod,
Ew.
and I was just swinging off a rope swing into it with full excitement. Like my dad's friends would be on the boat, and it'd be like all these like 40-year-old like super hammered, and they'd be like jumping off these like super high towers, and they would just jump into the river. Like no life jackets most of the time. We were just like the worst. One time I went in with this. I was not with my dad. My dad would be so mad. I hope he doesn't watch this. But like me and my friends were out on the river, and there was a couple of guys on jet skis, and then there was a couple of us girls that were just like hanging out, and we were like swimming a little bit. There was some life jackets going around for a while, like on the jet skis and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But at one point, me and one of my friends just jumped in. And rivers are not known to be like swoop you away like an ocean. You know, oceans are just
Because of the waves.
you're gone, right?
Right.
Rivers, there's not big waves like that, but there's still currents.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that like 16-year-old me didn't really care about. So we jumped in, no life jackets. I was a lifeguard for like 5 years, so I was very confident in my swimming skills, but not knowing about currents was a big disadvantage. And we got literally stuck. I mean, luckily we were right by the docks and stuff, but we jumped in and we were stuck. We were like full on like swimming and not move. Like we were like swimming for like 15 minutes and wouldn't get but further than this. And we were like, okay, guys, this is dangerous. We're out of breath. Like, I'm just gonna like go under. I'm just gonna give up. So then they had to pick us up on the jet skis. But it was like really scary.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's why you shouldn't swim in deep waters. But like when I would go out with my dad, we would go out on the boat and we'd park it, and he could like see how deep the water was. And once it hit like 25, 30 feet, we would stop, put on our life jackets. Because safety first.
Right.
And then we'd jump in, and then you could just float, and it was fine. You couldn't go anywhere. So we would do that, and we'd swim around for a little bit. And that was fun and safe in a controlled environment. But yeah, so I
like controlled environment.
The fun fact is that I am a river rat from my hometown. That is what we would call it, is river rats. They say river rat.
Such a pretty little river rat. Yeah.
That's why I thought it was a little surprising, because I don't look like somebody who would just dive into a river. Yeah. But I was. That rope swing was so much fun. I don't know if I would do it now.
I would cliff dive somewhere.
Oh.
But you see, I need to know where I am.
I need to be able to see in the water.
Yeah, you can do
not in the river.
No, but we can do a lot of cliff dives here in South Carolina, and you'll end up in a waterfall or a lake.
The water is brown. If I can't,
we'll make sure the water is not brown.
I like can't even swim in the ocean. I went to the beach not even a month ago.
In baby water,
and I won't go deeper than like
2 feet
waist. And there was jellyfish. I wasn't even knee deep, and there was jellyfish.
Jellyfish is a nightmare. I've had an ocean, clearly
They're a nightmare.
Indian Ocean, because I'm born and raised in Africa.
You say that like everybody knows that. Not everybody.
Okay, since not everybody knows, I am born and raised in Tanzania, East Africa. Now you know.
Which is on the what ocean?
Oh, which is on the Indian Ocean side of the world.
For the people who don't know
For
geography.
the people who don't know. Precisely, we are a little bit under the equator, but right under Kenya. A lot of people know Kenya, thanks to Obama, but you know.
Shout out. Hey,
shout out
Obama.
Yeah. Hey, because of him, now
I
people
met
know
Obama.
You did?
Yeah, did you know that? I never told you that.
That should be a fun fact.
My dad was a huge Obama guy.
Yeah.
Huge. And he threw a party. We had like
Wow.
a party. We were all, everybody was like Team Obama, and then he did this event. I want to say it was somewhere towards Pittsburgh, but it was like a little farmy area, and Obama was doing a meet and greet at this thing. So we went, and I shook his hand and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's a fun fact.
I met Obama.
Hell,
Basically famous.
heck yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then he won, so then it was really cool.
Then you're like,
I was like,
man,
I met the
shook
president.
hands with the president.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I wonder if
That
he
is
remembers.
fun.
I think we had a
No, they
picture.
don't.
We
No,
were in
they
the paper, not with Obama, but we were in the paper. It was like me, my dad, his girlfriend at the time, and a couple other friends of us just like sitting in the lawn, and we were in the paper for it. Yeah.
Fun.
One of
I
the-
know a celebrity.
That was
Local.
the first time I was in the newspaper.
Great. I've never been on the newspaper. That is a good reason to be on a newspaper, though. But I've
Yeah.
never been on a newspaper in whatever reason.
Yeah. The other time was because we did I want to say it was like maybe that was the second time. I don't know. I was around the same age, but it was around third or fourth grade. We did this project for the Olympics, and we had to create like the Olympic rings,
Okay.
but in a creative way. And I have a family member who's very big in knitting, so
Okay.
I knitted the rings, and we stuck them together that way, and they loved it so much that they did a couple, like the top few projects. They took our picture and we were in the paper.
So crafty.
Yeah.
I cannot do anything craft related. I'm zero with crafty. As I was growing up, I was always a tomboy.
Yeah.
So craft, dolls, girls were always like on the bottom of my list.
Yeah. I feel like I was, I don't know. I was tomboy in the sense that like I would pick up rocks and look for like worms, but also like I loved like watching my mom do makeup.
Yeah. You see,
That was my
makeup
creative.
makeup was not introduced to me till after I moved, till the calling for me moving to United States happened.
Yeah.
Because literally the day I was having a farewell party, all my girls were like, "We gotta doll you up, dress you up," and that was the day I wore the most amount of makeup in my life.
More than your wedding?
No, no,
So,
at that particular time.
yeah.
A lot of makeup, and mind you, I did not own 80% of it. 80% of that makeup that was used on me was from other people.
Sometimes we just need glammed up.
Sometimes that is true. Sometimes we just need to be glammed up.
Did you love it?
I mean, I liked it. I didn't love it.
You were like,
Yeah, right, and that's simply because at that time I was just like, oh, I'm just getting ready
for what?
for what? For
Yeah.
them to cry all over me, to say I'm
To say
leaving,
bye.
and then I cry, and here we are, mascara all
Yeah.
faded and stuff. So at that time, I was just not too crazy about it, right? But now it always gives me something to talk about, because that was the one time I wore so much makeup. When I tell people, especially my girlfriends, when I tell them I'm not a makeup person, they're like, how? Oh, your pictures have makeup. Just a mindset thing for me now.
Yeah, you're just not used to.
I'm just
full
coming out
glam.
of my comfort zone. That's what it is.
People
Like,
people aren't full glammed all day.
right. And on top of that, when I'm in my comfort zone, I don't think about all that, about impressing or about going that extra mile for me. That's the
I'm
thing.
glad you said that because
Right.
I feel like a huge misconception with makeup is like we're doing this for other people,
Right.
which
and-
is never the case.
Right. Sometimes there'll be days when I get all glitzy, glammed up, like I did yesterday. Yesterday,
Yeah.
I got ready for me because
Yeah,
I felt
exactly.
cute.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be cuter
Right.
for the rest of
You
the
want to
night.
feel good when you look
Right.
good. You feel good.
Right. And
Not
and
that you don't look good
right,
without makeup,
exactly.
but you just feel different.
different. It just
Yeah.
hypes you up a little
Yeah.
bit without having a hype girl around you.
Yeah. It's
Like you
you're
don't
you're
need-
your own hype girl.
Right. I become my own cheerleader.
Yes.
Exactly. And sometimes you need that. Sometimes
Yeah.
you don't want, other people constantly telling you, hey, yeah, you look cute. I know already I look
Yeah.
cute. Okay, honey, just keep it.
And I feel so like I don't know. I hate to say like I feel bad for saying this, but like I don't know. Because people think, I hate when people are like, oh, you look so much better without makeup.
Right.
Or like, oh, you don't need to do all that. And I'm like,
Yeah, I knew that.
what do
but
you
don't need to tell
mean?
me that.
What do you mean I don't need? I'm doing it because I want to.
Right.
I like do it. I enjoy. First off, I enjoy putting it on.
Yeah.
I enjoy the feeling that I feel through the process. And this is one thing I've said to people, and they were like, that's weird, but like when I have a full face of makeup, this is how I feel now is how I feel all the time.
Yeah.
So like, sometimes I'll have like full glam on and people like be looking at me crazy, but I don't feel crazy. Like I feel like myself.
Right.
Yeah, this is how this is what makes me feel me.
Right.
So to project something different, it's very interesting to get other perspectives though. Like I'm not mad at it.
Right.
But hearing comments like that, it's funny because you hear other people's perspectives of like they think people are putting makeup on to look better for other people. And I'm
right.
like,
And
I'm sure some people are.
Yeah.
Some people are like, all right, let me just learn how to do this so I can
mind you,
get more social or something.
Right.
Like,
and mind you, I've done that. I get dressed up for my husband.
Yeah.
I get dressed up for when we are having a girls' day.
Yeah.
That's a reason, right? Like, but at the end of the day, I'm still doing it. So I feel
So you feel
special.
Yeah.
And I feel cuter than cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I am all the time.
I love a full glam.
She does. She does.
I am.
She's a pro at it.
If there's one, thank you. It's funny when people say I'm a pro at makeup because technically I am not.
Technically, she is.
I've never went to school for makeup. I'm not
she
a
owns
cosmetologist.
this much makeup.
I'm not an esthetician. I own a very small amount of makeup compared to what I used to own.
She owns this much.
I used to be way more creative. I used to do a lot more. I used to do makeup for dances. I used to be so fun with it. But then I think once I started doing it like as a job, I just lost my love for it.
Yeah.
So I stopped for a while. And then, being a mom, I didn't do my makeup for 2 years straight. And then doing it again and re-sparking my creativity, that's been really fun. And just reminding myself why I did it in the first place, which is because it's fun and I feel good and cute and I feel happy and confident.
And at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, then what's life?
Yeah, then why are you doing it?
Boring.
Don't do it. If it's not bringing you happiness, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Obviously.
If you feel obligated to do it, don't do it.
I do feel that I should have went to cosmetology school or something, but this is another funny shout out to my dad. I think I probably have told you this, but he was so big on and no hate to my dad. He has just always wanted the best for me. And being a man, you don't know how, lucrative the beauty industry is.
Yeah.
And at my age, I didn't know either. So I was just good at makeup. And to him, he was like, what's that going to do for you? And now it's one of the biggest industries in the entire world.
It is.
So I remember I wanted to go to cosmetology school and he was like, you shouldn't do that. And I was like, okay. So I was like, fine, I'll go to this community college. And I did that for business. And I don't regret any of those choices. I feel everything happens the way it should because I don't know. If I went to cosmetology school, I feel like it would have been the same thing. I would have got tired of it really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And getting the business experience is probably what I needed to get me. Because then I started working in beauty fields, but on the business side. I was at European Wax Center for 4 years or something. And I was on the sales side of it. So I still have the beauty knowledge, but I am working on a different department. And then having the a couple years of schooling behind me, I had a whole different perspective. So I feel things work out the way they should, but it's just so crazy how times change. And because I graduated in 2016. Wow. In 2016, there was no content creators. There wasn't people doing makeup getting paid tons of money for it. It wasn't the same.
Right.
And I remember a couple months ago when I did a networking thing, this girl said to me, she was like, well, maybe shout out to her. She makes stuff. Maybe I'll link her. But she said to me, she was like, maybe the job that you want to do just doesn't exist yet. And I feel like that was such a good thing to say to a younger person because we don't think about that. Everything is always changing.
Right.
And it literally, from this recording this to like next week, there might be something totally new that doesn't exist. Like, you know what I mean? I'm doing social media management that did not exist in 2016. Like,
AI didn't exist back then.
yeah,
It does now.
yeah. Everything is constantly changing. I feel like if you have a passion, you gotta find some way into it, and that's kind of where I'm at now. Like doing the management, but focusing on the beauty field because that's obviously I got some experience there.
Yeah.
But
Sure thing.
yeah.
She's good at it though. She's a pro at makeup. She's a pro at social media. If you guys don't remember, I did mention earlier that the same kind of reel that she makes gets more views than the same reel I make on my account.
That would have been 2 videos ago, but
I did mention it earlier. Now
yeah.
you know if you didn't see the first part.
It's just the creative side of me. You have to have an eye for not only what's trending and popular now, but what's coming next.
Right. Yeah.
Always thinking about the next thing.
Yeah. And hopefully, we'll get there. I'll get there. Hopefully I'll get there one day.
You're there. You just haven't gave into it yet.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it for sure. Thank you for recognizing my efforts that I've been making. Oh,
yeah, she'll ask me like questions about reels and stuff.
Yeah.
And I love it though because that's my biggest thing is I want to work with people who want to grow. Like I'm not going to waste time with people who don't really care about what they're doing.
And at the end of the day, educating, right? She is teaching me something new every day. Whether it's about my post, whether it's about my caption, whether it's about my reel, or putting words on my reel and then making them disappear. Like, what's the point? I still don't get it, and maybe that's why my reel did not do good.
I feel like I do too much. This makes it sound like I do way too much. Like you're posting a video, and I'm just like, you should have done this.
But it's good constructive criticism that teaches me, right? And that's what we're here for. Like, get better at posting, get better at getting content.
I just want the best for everyone I love.
Exactly.
Everyone I love, I just want them to be their happiest and best all the time.
And that's always appreciated, right?
Yeah.
Like I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart all the time.
Good.
And if I haven't mentioned it, now we are on social platform where I'm thanking her.
Hyping each other up to the world.
Yes. Yeah. We can be funny.
I think we're funny. I think that should be the name of the pod. 2 funny gals because gals aren't usually funny. And we are.
And we are doing this while we chug coffee.
Chugging coffees. And I think we're funny. I mean, say it.
We are funny. I am hilarious. Okay? I'm just kidding. I can be. But
T's hilarious is she will bully you in a sweet way. That is
I
funny.
do not bully. I do not bully. If you know me and if I know you and we are on a whole different level of friendship, it's a package deal that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
I do not bully, but I talk a lot of shit.
I feel like both our friend groups feel the same about us.
Right. And it's like they know if they do something bad, they have to hear what I have to say.
If you're in our circle, it's because you want realness and
no
authentic
sugarcoating
reactions, and we're telling you what we're thinking
right there and there. We don't wait till New Year's to come around and drop everything on you. No, we tell you, hey man, this outfit is shitty. Right there.
You would never. If I walked into a room with something that you didn't like, you would never tell me it didn't look good because you wouldn't want to hurt. Because as much as real as we can be, you wouldn't want to hurt my feelings.
But you see, I would not tell you straight up that the outfit looks shitty. I would be like, what's up with that outfit, man? So I'm not telling you it's shitty, but I'm telling you like
I feel like
I'm not understanding this outfit.
Maybe to someone else, but I still feel like you wouldn't do it to me.
I haven't experienced it with you so far because I
have
right, and you dress up pretty appropriately
because we have similar styles. We're both very neutral and
casual.
We're keeping it lax.
Right. Comfort is very important for both of us, as you can see.
Yeah, and it's funny because as both bold as we are, if you said something like that to me, I might cry.
She might cry. I would be like, hell yeah, you want to give me something else to wear now? No?
She'd be like, all right, just pick something else out.
Right.
You have a bit thicker of a skin than me.
I do.
I project that I'm tougher than I am, but really I just like say
She is very sensitive.
I'm very, very emotional. I'm I'm an empath all day. So like it takes me like one Facebook video to cry.
And you see, I'm totally different. I can like the most things that make me cry is Bollywood movies.
Yeah, I've never seen you cry. Have you seen me cry?
No.
No.
Not anytime. No.
Watching Facebook videos.
Yeah.
Let me get
can we
one
get it on video?
one video of a guy like helping somebody who needs help, and I'll cry. Something a kid doing the last thing that made me cry hard tears was a mom things
of course.
It's a tender spot for me, but it was like this kid, she got him, it was like a 3-year-old, and she got him a digital camera.
Aww.
And she was like, got my son a digital camera, here's the things that like he wanted to take pictures of. First one was like mom, second one was dad, third one was like things in the outside. It was like bugs and plants.
So
cried,
cute.
full tears. And then someone asked what my son wanted for his birthday, and long story short, he now has a digital camera, and he carries it around and takes pictures of his legs. He's taking pictures of his mosquito bites. He'll take pictures of me like trying to make breakfast, and it's just everything. I'm a sensitive gal.
Yeah, and I think I definitely have a little bit of thicker skin.
But it literally, okay.
And it's getting thicker.
Because I'm thinking, just like in this conversation, it's very easy to get you vulnerable. Because if you say anything nice to her, she flutters. Like, full on.
Yeah.
She's like, stop it.
Listen,
stop. And it's like full blushing. You might not cry. Like, I will cry on sight. But you're like, stop. And you'll be smiling for like 45 minutes.
I will. And let me tell you where that comes from. It comes from, and not bad mouthing, not everybody is like that.
Don't explain yourself to me.
Culture is like that. But being an Indian, I was, I grew up in a very conservative type of family.
Yeah.
We don't tell our parents we love you. And our parents, you can be 5 pounds and you can still be like the thickest girl in their world, right? So I have heard so much things over the years, whether it's from immediate family members or immediate friends, cousins, coworkers, that now I've just grown to like, woo.
You mean like comments that like maybe you don't want to hear?
Yeah, I just like whatever.
People being very blunt.
And now I just don't pay attention to those kind of things. And then when I actually genuinely get a nice compliment that it comes out of nothing but kindness and love, it definitely flatters me because I don't hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, people in my everyday life will not all the time tell me, oh, you look so beautiful, oh this, oh that, oh that. Versus, when you come around those kind of people in your inner circle, or people that you love and people who love you for who you are, they will compliment you every time. And that's why when you do that to me, I do get all blushy and flattered for at least 45 minutes. Because I haven't heard it in a long time. But thanks.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's why.
Yeah. And that takes me to like why I got into the makeup and stuff in the first place. Like, we did a collab on Instagram and I did her makeup.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. You should check it out.
And I loved it. And I was like scrolling through audios. Like, I was like, what should I put for this? Like, what is fitting for this? And I'm like scrolling. And I literally probably looked for an audio for 15 minutes. I'm not kidding. And then I found that audio and I was like,
yeah.
He needed some love.
I know.
He needed some hype.
And that's the thing. Like, I get very conscious. Like, even us doing these videos, right? I get very conscious, get in my brain. Just don't know how to be natural sometimes.
The internet is not real.
The internet is not real.
At the end of the day, that's the most important takeaway here. But like, doing makeup and seeing people's reactions after and seeing them feeling themselves all night. Like that
Right.
is why I do it. When I finish somebody's face and they're like, "Oh my god, I could have never done this myself." I'm
And the
like, "Oh my god, I've
satisfaction,
never
right?
felt like this." Like, "Oh my god, I just like it's beautiful." That's very
It
very
is
very
a
rewarding.
heartwarming experience.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
I don't mean to bring my business in here, but that's pretty much why I do real estate. And that's why I'm all about building relationships. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the transaction, just them having a family who now owns a home is so much more than getting a contract in, getting a listing in, getting, negotiations cleared.
Yeah.
Like just building that moment of happiness,
How
is
happy they are.
of how happy,
And that's
especially when they
why
have kids, when they have kids and you like the first time they walk into the house, they're running around like trying to figure out which bedroom is theirs.
Yeah.
Like it is amazing.
You're talking them through the process and you're there for them, and that's awesome.
and
I love that.
yeah, and just learning, every day. That's my goal. My goal is to learn every day as much as I can, whether it's culture related, personal life, professional life,
Yeah.
personal growth,
Yeah.
about Sydney, about whoever.
We'll be teaching each other things
I
all
want
day.
to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. What else? What else?
That was
can
a
we say?
little soft spot.
Yeah, I know.
Sheesh. What's your vape?
Oh, my favorite my favorite beer is Guinness.
Oh my
Fun fact
gosh.
about me.
Oh, just because she called me out on mine.
Yeah, I mean, I had to say it simply because she drinks Bud Light, and I drink Guinness.
Well, I mean, let's just be honest. If we're calling me out,
the preferred
is
PBR.
no, the before that, the cheaper and the lighter. You probably don't even know it by its name. It's not even in your world.
Yeah.
Bush Light.
Oh, Bush Light.
It doesn't even exist.
Yeah,
on
it
my
doesn't
radar,
exist in my world.
but it is about $15 for 30 of them. So it's
So much cheaper.
much cheaper on a Friday night in a small town.
And alone.
In a bonfire, maybe in my friend's basement. Me and my best friend would just buy 30 and just hang out on Saturday and watch The Office all night.
Mind you, I'm not the best friend in this situation.
This is my Ohio bestie.
Yeah, in this situation, I would bring my own alcohol so I can relax.
She always brings her own drinks.
I do. I have like this little crate that I carry around that is
literally
alcohol.
It is a milk crate. I'm so glad you mentioned this.
I get so much
She has
crap.
a milk crate that she keeps her
Alcohol.
drinks, her liquors, and her things that she will not drink, or like if someone else brings it and she's not, it stays in the crate. So if there's an event or a gathering, she's like, "Let me get my crate," and she just puts all the things in it.
And it
It's
always
got like
has
margarita mix and Don Julio.
hydrated. But that crate though is my best friend during gatherings.
That crate.
But basically, it's the main reason is because I don't want to drink Bush Light.
That crate takes me back to middle school, seeing like stacks of crates and full of like tiny milk cartons. That's what I think.
In my life, it'll be like tiny alcohol bottles.
Crate. Is that something that you saw someone else do, or you were just, where'd you get that crate?
So, fun story.
Oh God.
I used to work at Dairy Queen. I don't know if I told you that.
Yeah.
So I used to work at Dairy Queen, and over there, every time we got milk for the ice cream, they would come in crates. And since I moved here, actually even before then, I've always been that kind of person who likes to have stuff designated to certain places or be organized. And that's how I started collecting this crates. So if you go to my house, my parents' house, we all have crates.
Where
at
are
least
they?
one in the car.
At least one.
At least one in the
Minimal
car.
amount for emergencies.
Right. And it's not even emergency.
You never know when
You can have an empty crate in the car. Every time you get groceries, put them in there. You know what? Your bags are not going anywhere.
It is. It's smart.
It's very,
but
very nifty.
Did you answer where did you get it?
At DQ.
Oh, you took it.
Yeah, I mean the milk is gone now.
What do they do?
Crates are open for anybody. So if the vendors come back, like
do they pick them up?
Yeah, the vendors would pick them.
So
pick the empty
you
ones.
low key stole that one.
I didn't low key steal them. I told
you
the vendors.
high key stole it.
I told the vendors, hey man,
I'm gonna
I
take
took
this.
4. And they'll be like, all right, man, okay, whatever. Half of the time, they didn't even care. So I guess
I
if it's
took
considered
4. Hey, by the way, 4 of these are missing. They're in my car.
right, but at the end of the day, throughout the journey, we have about 12 crates. We
Are they
do.
all from DQ?
All of them are from DQ.
Shout out DQ.
Shout out to DQ.
Good ice creams.
Spartanburg. Great ice cream. Oh, I want some ice cream.
You worked at the Spartanburg DQ.
Yeah, man.
I worked at the dairy aisle in my hometown.
Dairy
But it was only open in the summer. Dairy aisle is what it was called. Small biz. We used to make food in there relentlessly.
Only in summertime.
We were eating only in the summertime. It was only open for about 3 months. It still is. Same process because it's cold there all year. Everybody's cold. And,
Yeah, this
so we would just like heat up. This was back when I ate meat still, and we would just make like burgers and hot dogs and like chickens.
everything that you can buy from a grocery and recook it and then sell it.
Yeah. So we would just eat all day long. And then the owner would he'd be like watching the cameras and he's like, you guys need to start paying for your food. Only 1 meal a day. We were like, okay. And then we'd eat everything. And I would make like 6 ice cream cones for myself. I'd make sundaes and put everything on it. That was my worst eating phase ever. I
think so. Mine was too.
John, if you watch this, I basically worked there to eat all day and get paid. It was nice. It was a good combination.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you eat all day at the DQ?
Not all day, honestly. When I
You're
first,
an ice cream gal?
I am an ice cream gal, and I did eat a lot of ice cream over
Yeah.
there. But you see, the advantage of working there was I could make or have as little ice cream as I wanted.
Yeah.
So I would not
You make
like
like
if
a
right.
spoonful of ice cream.
Yeah, sometimes like and if
one
you're
popcorn
watching,
chicken.
don't judge me. You know who I'm talking about. The owners, okay? The owners of DQ.
The owners of DQ, if you're watching, and we know you are.
And you probably know this already, but you didn't hear it. Okay? Basically, so if I was running low on sugar, or if I was like, oh, I need some sugar, I would just take literally a spoon, go straight to the machine, open the machine, take a mouthful of ice cream, and stick that spoon straight in my mouth and toss that spoon. And it gave me the right amount of sugar high and energy and sweet boost that I needed at that time.
That would never be enough for me.
But you see, like when you do it, when you're there every day,
you get tired.
7 days of a week,
Yeah.
then you just get tired. So then eventually you start from, oh my God, I want a blizzard every day, to like, oh, I'm so sick of it. Let me try something new. I'm so tired of this. Now let me just eat whatever I need and then get over it.
What was your first job?
Dairy Queen
ever
in America.
No, your first job ever.
My first job ever was me working as a pharmacy tech in Tanzania.
That's interesting for a first. I think like in America you need like
licensing and stuff. Yeah, over there you don't need all that. Over there, because like the pharmacist is the one who handles the medicines. We are basically selling over the counter stuff. Yeah. So stuff that you can go over here at Walgreens and buy. Yeah. I was the one selling it over there. Gotcha. So it didn't.
That's crazy.
Unless if it was like this regular customer who had every month prescriptions and we knew who they were and getting exactly what they were, then we were allowed to dispense it. Yeah. But even then, it would always go through the pharmacist before we did it.
How old were you?
I was 16.
Pharmacy tech at 16.
Yep, made $300. No, technically not anymore. I made $150 every month when you convert the money.
$150.
Yeah, and I was bowling over there.
To hourly, what is that?
I don't even know. You work 30 days. Well, you work 24 days. 24. You work 30 days. You work 30 days from 8 to 5. So the cheapest labor, okay? Like, I would not do that now. And if I did that now, I'd be like, give me some money, right?
You couldn't survive on that.
Yeah, but over there, you could.
Yeah.
That is insane. So that was my first ever job. And then After I left that job, I started working at a furniture sales store
In Tanzania.
in
So,
Tanzania.
Yeah.
And that was a job that I left
Sales.
when, yeah, sales.
Were you making,
So I was
were you
always
making bigger money in sales then?
I definitely was. I wouldn't say.
What's the commission like?
I mean, it wasn't like commission based. It was hourly. So it wasn't like over here. Like the whole money making system over there is totally different than it is over here. So over there, it was like me being hourly or salaried. Every month we get salary,
Yeah.
and whatever you sell is what you sell.
Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting.
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, we got bonuses and stuff here and there, like Christmas bonus and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the end of the
That's good.
day, it's still like what you make is what you're
You're
making.
making a
You're
check.
not. There's no wiggle room for getting extra cash that month.
Yeah.
You know, unless if I picked up a side hustle or something. Yeah, but you know, and after that I moved here, and DQ was my first job.
Yeah. My first, like most people I know, especially in a small town, was a pizza shop.
Pizza.
I was
13.
13, which is illegal.
Child labor.
We won't call them out, but the reason I got that job was because my dad's friend was the owner at the time. So I was like, I was communicative, and I could work a job, and I don't know. He just hired me on to clean and help out at the front and like
I mean, you
cashier
gotta
stuff.
start somewhere.
Yeah, it was nothing crazy. I wasn't doing anything crazy, but yeah, I worked there for probably like a year, and then after that, I probably have worked, I don't even know, 15 to 20 different jobs. And
I don't have.
How old am I? 24.
I don't have that much of a long work history. I've always been that kind of person who sticks
You
with
like
a
a
job.
consistent.
I like
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was. I think for me it was getting all the experience I could with different fields because I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I was like, I'm just gonna try out a bunch of things and see where it takes me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I did. I was at the pizza shop for a little while, and then I can't. It's hard to fill in those dots, but like I was like a life. I was doing lifeguarding. I was working at the ice cream place, and then I got that job at the hospital. And then it wasn't really until I moved out of my hometown that I started getting like real jobs. Like then I moved to Columbus, Ohio, and then I worked like 3 jobs at once there. And then I was doing that for like a year and a half, and I was like, okay, 3 jobs at once is too much. And
Yeah,
so I
it is.
backed off to 2. And then I did all kinds of shit, like from like newspaper delivery.
No way.
Literally, that was probably the worst thing I had ever done because you know how bad I am with the GPS
Yeah.
and like knowing where I'm at.
Girl. People, this girl has an issue with GPS.
I have an emotional attachment to my
GPS.
Apple Maps.
Yeah. She can be going from Walmart to her house.
I don't care where I'm at. They don't know how close that is, but
Right.
in reference, it's about 3 minutes.
Not even.
I'll probably
Okay,
GPS.
and she still has to GPS.
It's a
she gets
comfort.
flustered.
It's a comfort. If she'll get in my car and she's like, "No, you're not using the GPS," to the extent that she will take my phone
I
from
literally
me
take her
and not
phone.
let me look at the GPS.
Yeah, I will literally take
And
her
I'm just
phone.
trying to drive, and I'm like,
Where'd you know? And her body, like her muscle memory is
I'm
so
tense.
like natural, right?
tense.
She has to look at her damn GPS all the time, so her hands will immediately go to her thighs because that's where she keeps her phone, and then she'll realize no, the phone's not there because it's on my thighs, and she's not gonna get to see it.
Stole it, and I was like sweating, panicking,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the other people get in the car and they're like trying to tell me where to go, and I'm like, I have my GPS. Leave me alone.
Yeah, she can't pull that shit with me.
Yeah, I have to have it. It makes me feel better. I'm a very bad geography person. I don't like to. I just grew up with a GPS. It makes me feel comfortable. You know what? Give me a map. Maybe I'll follow it. I don't know. I can't not know where I'm going.
I'm so glad she wasn't driving during the MapQuest days, because she would be lost all the
I
time.
wouldn't have went anywhere to hear about my grandma. So my grandma Biddy, R.I.P. She was an angel. She's the sweetest woman you'd ever meet in your life. She never got her license ever. Mind you, like, I mean, my grandpa, like, he was like in the war. Like, they were like, I mean, we're talking. She lived to be 90 something years
Right.
old. She died when I was like, I don't know, 16ish, somewhere around there. Never drove a because the one time she drove in her life, she like drove off a cliff or something,
Oh.
like super drastic, and it was like terrifying, and she just never did it again.
I have
Ever,
a sister.
ever.
that
She
does
never
it.
drove again.
That's my sister right now, to be very
Yeah.
honest. My
Some-
sister back in Africa, she literally like wasn't even a wreck. Cars are parked. She literally put drive and hit the front car.
I've done
Literally.
that.
Okay, that's not bad. The other cars barely even got a dent, barely a scratch until today. She has
Trauma.
not got behind the wheel. And I'm just like, we're just working for this princess of our house, taking her to work every day, bringing her back home. And she's still not driving. Gah!
But I feel like if you don't want to be behind the wheel, you shouldn't.
Get an Uber.
When people are talking about like what's your dream car, like what's your car, if you could pick one car, mine would be to have a driver. I don't care about the car. I just don't want to be driving it.
I would do the
But
same
they
thing.
have to be like professional. Like I want you to have gone to driving school for 10 years. Like your phone has to be locked in the back seat. Like you're
Okay,
not.
I'm not that
No
extreme.
distractions. I don't play with my life. I hate driving. I like driving myself, but I hate being in the car. I hate being around other cars. I don't trust anybody else on the road.
Yeah, she doesn't trust me.
I don't trust anybody.
She literally doesn't trust me while I'm driving.
I don't trust anybody.
If you know me and
she's a good driver.
if you know
That's what's
anybody
bad.
that knows me,
She does fine.
they will tell you and they will write it down and put their signature that I'm a great driver.
She is.
I can be aggressive, but I'm a great driver.
But aggressive in a way that's like, I know what I'm doing. Go with the flow of traffic.
Right.
Get out my way.
And she'll go, oh!
I can't not.
In my car.
I can't not make noise. I'm such a backseat driver.
She is.
So, and I'll just have to like distract myself.
You know what she does? She'll be on her phone or just listen to music, or we get into a very deep conversation that she doesn't look at the road.
And then I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, and then suddenly
Wait a
she's
minute.
like, whoa!
I'm like, oh, I just thought we were getting real close to that car.
Yeah.
No, it's bad.
Exactly. She does that. But
It's bad. I'm gonna talk to my therapist about it.
Therapy. All she needs is me in my car and my car.
And therapy.
A few more years of driving around with me. She should.
I'll never get better. It's actually gotten worse, I think, since I became a mom because I put so much more value on my life now.
Mom life.
It's terrifying. It's bad. It's bad. It's a problem. I know it's a problem. I know.
Hashtag mom life.
I'm crazy. You think I'm bad with my life? Think about people driving with my son in the car.
I would take care of your son.
Doesn't matter.
I took care of
Because
of our teammates, baby.
I'll still panic. Because that's the thing, though. You could be a great driver, but the people around you are not.
Right. And that's why, like my in-laws family say, you gotta take defensive driving classes.
Defensive driving classes?
Yes.
I've never even heard of that.
So apparently it's a thing. I don't know if it's a real thing or not, but the Besaw family, which is my in-laws, apparently they have all taken defensive driving classes. What that teaches you is not necessarily how to drive your car, but how to react to other people's car if they're doing something stupid.
Yeah.
In a timely manner to where you don't get into a car wreck. So basically, defensive mode. How to deal with the offensive part, right?
Babe, I'm in defense mode all day, every day.
And yeah, she lives in defense mode.
All day. So when I'm driving, I'm like thinking, last night, literally, I was driving around and this car started swerving, and I'm already eyes on them, like, what are you doing? So I'm like, skirt. Get way past them. Get out of my way. I don't know. What are you doing? Are you drunk? Get out.
See, I would have honked at them first to make sure
I don't
they
even
get
have time
attention.
for it because people are so crazy. I don't even know what to expect anymore.
Yeah, that is true too.
You honk at somebody, and next thing you know, they're like trying to hit you. I'm like,
That is true. I've been warned a lot about that. Like I mentioned, I'm from Africa. We hear horns all day long.
Yeah.
Literally all day long. And then I come to Spartanburg, and literally I'm the only one using my horn.
Why? Are the people driving crazy there?
Who, over there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're not
reckless.
they're not necessarily just reckless, but there's more road traffic because it's not like civilized driving like it is over here. Like over there, if you are a car and a car, or a car and a motorcycle, the motorcycle can be here, here, in front of you, anywhere around you
And that
while you're
just
driving.
became legal here in some places. That they
Some
can-
places.
yeah.
South Carolina is still illegal.
Yeah.
If you're a car, you are a motorcycle, you gotta be in front of the car or behind the car. You cannot be like, let me squeeze in between the two cars
weaving
and
around.
go wherever I want. No. And on top of that, we have people, a lot of people traffic. We have tuk-tuks, we have rickshaws, all the
On
other
the road?
on the all the other vehicles that are not part of your regular cars description. So you will have like a 3-lane road, but 5 lanes of cars on a 3-lane road.
Yeah.
Because
they're squeezing in.
Yeah, they're squeezing in. One's a rickshaw, one's a bicycle guy, one's a motorcycle guy.
Yeah.
So on a 3-lane road, you'll see 5 lanes. So you have to know when and how to navigate through that crowd. So half of the time you hear is horns, and if you're in the city, then you have more people. It's like driving through New York with 10 extra cars in one lane.
Yeah, driving through New York is terrifying.
Yeah.
I've only done it a handful of times, and I would never live there.
I've never done that. I've just experienced it while I was a passenger.
Everybody in New York has bumpers on their car, plastic bumpers.
Right.
I mean, not everybody, but
Because
most
people run into shit.
Yeah, because
every
they're just
time.
hitting you like left
Right.
and right, like it's normal. But the one thing that I can compare that to is when I went to the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And the one time we left the resort to go to
The one time you actually use your passport.
we were like going off to some boat somewhere. The traffic was the scariest thing that I have ever dealt with in my life.
Yeah.
Because like it was like motorcycles and then horns and people just like swerve, like there was no signs for like speed limits. Everybody was just like driving. We were just like waiting to see what the next person.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh,
Right.
this is like insane.
Yeah, and I went to Tanzania like not even 6 months
Recently,
ago.
yeah.
In August. And like it was so scary. Like the first day.
Because you're used to this now.
Right. The first day I landed in Tanzania, the car I was riding in, the driver hit a lady with the side mirror.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like any other day. They just kept driving by.
Kept driving.
Yeah,
like,
and the girl was like, peace, all right, I'm good. And she did her thing and we just kept driving by.
Like,
now imagine in the United States touching somebody with a car like this. It's a lawsuit. Then you're down $1 million by then.
And you're like,
and over there, people just don't have time for that
Let
shit.
me just walk.
Yeah, people are like, look, go live your life. I'm living my life. I'm fine. I'm still alive. We're good.
Yeah, and also, I think it, like you said, like the amount of traffic. Like I do remember there just being like tons of people on the road. I'm like, why is there so many people now? Like, what is happening?
And that's just part of being in a third world country,
Just packed
like,
in.
Like although we have so much public transportation over there, people still walk everywhere. Like when I was there, I might have walked way more than I walk over here on a daily basis.
Yeah, if you can get there, why not?
Right. Over here, like you can go 5 minutes out away from your home and you're freaking driving, because that's just how it is here.
Yeah.
Over there, you want to go to a grocery store, you want to go 5 minutes, a freaking 30-minute walk, they'll walk.
Yeah.
Because there's so much traffic on the road that they're like, if I take out my car and by the time I reach there, I'll be back and forth with my legs. So they just prefer walking.
Yeah.
Because there's so much traffic.
I get it.
Yeah. They're great business owners, like, because they don't have franchises like they do over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most recent franchises that we have got in the past 3 years is Domino's, Pizza Hut, KFC.
Of course, Domino's. Of course, Domino's.
And all those three are
got
big.
a DG.
Yeah, and all the
DG's everywhere.
And Subway, and simply because all of these four franchises are like they're worldwide.
Yeah,
you can go to any part of the world and they have it. Yeah, but the fun fact about those are
money.
No, their menus are different. Their menus are totally different.
What do you mean?
Like
if I Subway versus like the traditional food.
No, our Subway versus the Subway in Tanzania.
There's a Tanzanian Subway?
Yeah, like their menu will be all different. Like imagine going to.
So there's is it still called Subway?
It's still called Subway,
But it's
same
the menu is
branding,
totally
same
different.
everything, but their menu is catered to the people over
And
there.
then you have an American Subway coming.
Right. Like, yeah, I want a BLT sandwich. They won't have that because they probably don't even have bacon on their menu. So you cannot
Right.
go out there and be like, I want an ultimate BLT or whatever it's called because they don't have pepperoni.
What are those supposed to
They
be?
have other meats. Like they
Like
have
what?
chicken, steak, or different marinated chicken,
Yeah.
like Chinese chicken or Chinese steak or some crazy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Flavored, not necessarily Chinesey, but different flavored.
Yeah.
Like you can go to a Subway and have a chicken tikka sub.
I don't know what that means.
I wish we had that here. It's basically like the one of the most famous Indian grilled chicken.
But they're only doing it there.
But
they're
they're-
not doing it everywhere.
Yeah,
But, it's
but you cannot get it
Subway
here.
It's a Subway.
But it's a Subway franchise.
That's crazy.
Like if you go to McDonald's in India, they have burger patties that are vegetarian. So their menu is half vegetarian. Like all their burgers will be something that you would love.
McDonald's, take notes. Why are you not doing that here?
Because America loves me.
I don't. All right, we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Thank you for hanging out with us again.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for your support. We love you guys.
Show us
And-
support and love. We show it back.
Yes, we do. We do. Please follow us.
Yep, everything will be
Subscribe.
in the description.
Subscribe.
In the description
Um,
below.
And yeah, come back and watch us. We'll have a guest next time.
Every week, every Thursday. Like the video, comment, tell us
Go
tell us
like
what
us on
tell us what you
Instagram.
hated about it.
Yeah, do we play with our hairs a lot?
Do I?
Because we
I'm
both
sure I do.
So
Sydney played with her hair too much. I'll be like, stop it. It just looked bad. And then I'll be like, you're right.
yeah. But at least I know. So then next time I'll be more conscious about my hair
I'll do better.
and do better.
I'll do better.
Because at the end of the day, we're here to please you.
Are we?
And ourselves.
Bye.